we have finally arrived at the metric units of measurement. I like these better, and not just because I grew up using metric units of measurement, because most places outside of the United States use this way, but I find the numbers so much easier to work with. So look at this. We're going to focus on length for this lesson. The numbers are so much easier to work with. You need to know that 100 centimeters is 1 meter, and in class we looked at what a meter stick looks like and what a centimeter looks like. And we also need to know that 1,000 meters, so one of those big meter sticks, is 1 kilometer. And these distances are what we use on the roads in Europe instead of what we might see here as miles and so on. Okay, so you do need to memorize these 2 units of measurement. This is so much easier than customary because all you need to have in your mind is 100 and 1,000. Those are easy numbers to multiply. You can do that in your head. So when we're looking at measurement for meters and centimeters, what you do need to understand is that if you have a meter and 57 centimeters, let's say something is 1 meter 57 centimeters long, then we can break that into parts, right? So this part right here, the 1 meter, is the same as 100 centimeters, because we know 100 centimeters is in 1 meter. And we have 57 centimeters left over. So that would mean that 1 meter 57 centimeters is the same as 157 centimeters. So you do need to try to understand what these numbers mean. If we were converting meters into centimeters, this is what it would look like. And another example here would be, well, what if everything was in centimeters and you wanted to convert it into meters? So you would break it up. You'd say, okay, well, here I have 100 centimeters and I have 25 centimeters. So 100 centimeters is the same as 1 meter. You have the 25 centimeters left over. So 125 centimeters would actually be easier to say that it's 1 meter with 25 centimeters left over. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to convert, and you're going to love this because it's quite easy. What you can do is, just like we were doing up here, you're breaking this into parts. We've got meters and we've got centimeters. Well, let's look at the meters first. Ask yourself, if you're converting into centimeters, well, how many centimeters would 4 meters be? Well, I know that 1 meter is 100 centimeters, so this would be 400 centimeters, correct? So I'm just going to put 4 in the hundreds place right there. And how many centimeters do I have left over? I have 56. So this would be the same as saying 456 centimeters. I told you it'd be easy. Same thing with this one. They've broken it up into meters and centimeters. So I'm going to say, well, how many centimeters are in 8 meters? I know that it's 100 in 1. So that would be 800 centimeters. Plus 32 would be 832 centimeters. This is a little trickier because we're going backwards. So if I'm converting this into meters, I've got to think to myself, well, how many meters, how many whole meters is this? I'm going to leave the 6 out. I'm going to think to myself, well, let's break it. It's 300 plus 6, right? So how many meters in 300 centimeters? Well, I know 100 is a meter, so that would be 3 meters. And I'm going to have some centimeters left over. How many centimeters are left over? 6 centimeters. So 306 centimeters is 3 meters and 6 centimeters. And now we're going to work with a larger number. We're going to work with thousands. With thousands is just as easy as 100. We're just adding an extra 0, right? Okay, so I'm going to break this up. We've got 5 kilometers and then we have 97 meters. So if I'm putting everything into meters, I need to ask myself, well, how many meters are 5 kilometers? Well, if 1 kilometer is 1,000, then I know that 5 kilometers is going to be 5,000. So that's going to be in my thousands place. And then I have 97 meters left over. Now be careful here because this number is going to have to be in the thousands. So I don't actually have anything in the hundreds place. It's 5,000 meters with 97 left over. So be careful, that's a little bit of a trick, that one, a little bit of a trap. Okay, this one at the bottom of the page. We're breaking this into kilometers and meters. But first of all, I have to figure out, well, how many whole kilometers are there in here? Well, I know that's going to be in the thousands place, right? Because there are 1,000 meters in a kilometer. So here I've got 4 kilometers, right? Because 1 kilometer would be 1,000. So 4 kilometers would be 4,000, which is here. And then how many meters do I have left? I have 162 meters left. So this would be the same as 4 kilometers and 162 meters. All right. Now, sorry for the little smudgies. That's actually my water that spilt onto the paper earlier. There you go. All right. So these two, I'm not converting. I'm actually just trying to figure out which one is bigger. So just like all the other problems, we're going to make them speak the same language. So much easier to make the meters into centimeters, right? We're going to make it into the smaller one. So I'm asking myself, well, how many centimeters is 5 meters? Well, I know that 100 is 1. So what would 5 be? Well, it would be 500 centimeters, right? So you're basically just converting it. So 500 centimeters is definitely a lot bigger than 25 centimeters. And same thing here, I'm going to make this into centimeters. What do I know? I know that 100 centimeters is 1 meter. So what would 7 meters be? Well, it would be 7 times 100. So that would be 700 centimeters. So 7 meters is 700 centimeters. So 7, I don't need to look at the 7 anymore. I'm going to compare 700 centimeters and 790 centimeters. 790 centimeters is bigger. I love metric units so much more than US customary, and now you know why.